Good to see you. Thank you for having us. Yeah. Yes. Happy professor. Okay. Now we hope you had a comfortable travel down there. Yes, so much congested. Yeah, no, I think we're almost as planned, huh? Are we late? 10 minutes. Oh, sorry, that's something waiting. Yes. She's the master of my colors, so. Good. You want to catch it?
Yeah,
That's,
I'll just
it's
put it.
here.
Oh, it's here as well.
Connection is not there. It's temporary.
Oh, is it?
No.
Okay.
You have the just get the cable.
Yeah, sure, I'll just send it right here. I can without it as well. Not a problem.
So, at Amity and Ms. Survi, nice to have both of you at the campus. We, on behalf of our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, of our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan ji, we welcome you at Amity. This university was built with love, passion, with a mission by our Honorable Founder President, who was in Germany for 28 years. And he came back to India with only one cause, that he wants to serve to the society of India through education and to build the nation. And his single agenda is to make India a knowledge superpower by 2047. That is our Viksit Bharat mission, and running with it. This university, like this group today, we are very much happy to host you in the campus, and for the members who are sitting here. As you all know, that Novaspace is a very reputed, very old consulting firm. They are giving their consultancies to space agencies, to the government, to the industries across the globe. They are 40 years old organization. They have 11 locations. Out of these 11, 7 are their offices and 4, I think, are representations. Bangalore is the latest one to add, I think last year. In India also, among these 7 offices, they are in India, in Bangalore also. I think, Ms. Survi, you are taking care of India operations from Bangalore itself. Amity itself is also a global group. We are having 12 universities in India in 12 different states, and all these universities are state private universities through independent acts of their state governments of each state. Then we have our global campuses. We have 18 global campuses. We are in New York. We are in. We have we have bought a very big campus there. It's in Long Island. It's a 170 acres campus, and we had started a school in partnership with Hero there. And also we have a research hub at this location. We are having a presence in Middle East also. We are in Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Dubai. We have a university there. We are in school education there also. We are in Mauritius. We are in Singapore. We are in Tashkent. We are in London, outside India. And in India also, we are in 12 states. And then we have 28 locations of our global business schools also. Headquartered in India. In fact, if you see the University of Mauritius and University of Dubai, they are the degree awarding universities from there. For that, they need a clearance and license from there. In Dubai, there is an organization called KHDM. This organization certifies you to give to make you a degree approving, degree powering institution. And for that, we had applied, and it took it's a long process. It took us 4 or 5 years to go through that, all the requirements to meet. But now, except law and one more program, rest all the programs which are running in Amity, Dubai are being offered from there itself. So it's an independent university, which is a very important achievement for us. In fact, that campus has been awarded as the best infrastructure in the Middle East in higher education, and our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhanji, was featured on the front page of Forbes for that also. In terms of quality of education, definitely, as our Honorable Founder President always says, that we had to focus on quality of education. It has to be with a mission, with a reason for our students, not only to have a student success, but also to have students' happiness also. And today we want to see that your presence at campus and what we are going to deliberate. This is a very important visit of Novaspace to us. So my colleagues, it's what I would like to stress here is that they are into different capacity, working with agencies, with governments, with industries. But I think now what our scope for the day, for the discussion today is that, and what we are looking forward is that, can we collaborate and how we have to move further for this program to be offered. We also offer a lot of other programs here with industry partnership. For example, we have with Tata. We have a Tata Institute of Technology, which is in partnership with them, Tata Technologies. Then with the Indian Fertility Society, in partnership with them, we are offering programs with the RICS UK. In partnership with them, we have a school of built environment here. Then with CII, we have a school of logistics. So we have many such industry partnerships for joint collaborative programs. And we do believe that when we talk about the gap which is existing in skills when our students reach to the market, and the industry says it can only be bridged until and unless you have the industry partners who are involved with you from the day one, from the designing of the course, delivery of the course, assessment of it, and to for the field works and skill-based experiential learning in industry. And I think what can be better than Novaspace to discuss about this when we talk about space? We have a lot of experts here. We would be requesting all of them to introduce them also. And we are also working very eminently in this area. In fact, our Honorable Founder President had started several missions, which include mission of Connect. We have already connected mission of synergy and then mission of outcome. But also recently we had started mission of space. So mission space is there, and Dr. Shefali has been pursuing very hard with all our professors, all our campuses across in India. Whatever best we can do, we want to be the best in India in private sector when we talk about space education. And with that seriousness, that in mind, definitely your presence today and deliberations, we are going to take it very seriously. In fact, our honorable founder president of Amity Education Group is online. He's hearing to us. His office is hearing to us, and definitely he will be looking forward that what we are going to deliberate and what expected outcome we can get out of it. So, without much delay, because we have to hear you also, and we have to deliberate what we can, and we have some presence, your visits of three places we are visiting today: Center of Artificial Intelligence, Innovation Design Center, and Drone Center. So we are going to make you see, yeah, Innovation and Design Center also, these three places. So, uh, um, Mr. Renner is an eminent person in his field. He had been very experienced, 25, more than 25 years of experience, and he's double MBA, dual specialization in that way. And we are privileged to have Ms. Surbi also, who is also CA as well as CS, right? With the 12 years, more than 12 years of experience, and definitely now contributing to the cause of Novaspace. So I would like to first of all hand over to our Dr. W. Selvamurthy, eminent scientist in his specialization and expert area, and definitely a strong person of HR and research also. He is our Chancellor of Amity University, Chhattisgarh. He is President of Amity Science, Technology and Innovation Foundation, and he is also President of Amity Directorate of Science and Innovation. So with this, I would request him if he can throw some light on what research activities we are doing, and then I would request Professor Prasad for 5 minutes also to speak about what we are doing and what we wish to do in area of space. He is heading Amity Institute of Space Science and Technology. So before we come to that academic discussions, let me request now for the next 8 to 10 minutes, Dr. Selvamurthy ji.
So good afternoon, friends. I am so happy to welcome Mr. Ramon and also Ms. Ruby in Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, Noida. Thank you, Professor Khatri, for welcoming them and giving Amity Education Group. Let me supplement what Dr. Khatri very ably presented. See, this is Amity Education Group is a global brand. Today, we are globally present pan-India. We are present pan-India. And we have 250,000 students, 10,000 faculties, 5,000 PhD scholars. So it's a huge universe, Amity universe. Like you deal with space, so we deal with Amity universe. So we are so delighted to have you, and we appreciate your to be with us and explore the possibility that what we can do together. This is what is the purpose. Because as was mentioned, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, the founder president, who is founding this Amity universe, what I mentioned, and for him, space research is very close to his heart. That's why he was the first mission, technology mission was Amity space mission. And it's being driven with so much genuine passion so that we want to contribute to the Indian space research and development as well as global scenario. So we would like to contribute. So your visit is very important to bring that synergy and also which will be very useful to contribute to humanity to look at how do we use space for the well-being of the human being. So with this, I'll give a little glimpse of our research and innovation ecosystem first, because we have seen the people like Dr. Bass and young people like Shifali and all these brilliant young faculties, Basan Singh Shikarwar. So we have a bond of these youngsters along with the mentors at the senior level. And then we have given research and innovation as focus, curriculum design, pedagogy, the method of delivery, and the learning outcome. Everything is oriented towards promoting creativity, innovation, and problem solving ability. And when founder President Jack Chauhan started this university, one of the earliest institute which came up was Amity Institute of Space Science and Technology. Nowhere in the country, I can tell you, there is an Institute of Space Science and Technology. It may be a Department of Space Research or Avionics, but we have a separate Institute of Space Science and Technology. That is one unique feature. Then we have churned out a large number of experts from the portals of this institution into the country, into the globe, who are specialized in avionics, aerospace engineering, and also space science and technology. So this is the institute which started first time, the Institute of Space Science and Technology. Now, Dr. M.S. Prasad is the director, and he has developed this group to give a presentation. And we have filed more than 2,780 patents. Because patents is a different of innovation. So out of this 2,780 granted, and the 35 technology transfers we have done to the industry. In addition, we also publish papers, 50,000 research papers, more than 50,000 research papers. Our H index of Amity Group is 203, which is what impact it has made on the scientific community who cites our research outcome. So this again is one of the yet another indicator. So patents, publications, technology transfer, and H index. So these are some of the indicators. And we have in the space science, some of the research I will just mention. He is going to make a presentation in any case, because I served in DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, 40 years, of which 10 years as Director General of that great organization, which makes missiles, aircraft, radars, sonars, torpedoes, CBR and defense technology, life soldier support technologies, and so on. So that experience now I have brought to Amity University and given a push under the able guidance of Dr. Ashok Chauhan, the founder president, that we have been able to achieve so much in research, much more to be achieved. We have also launched a quantum mission. The Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan. So Amity has a quantum mission, where we are looking at quantum computing, quantum communication, quantum sensing, and quantum materials. So we have 4 verticals in which. So also we are looking at quantum application in space. particularly for communication, which is secured communication unit. So he will also mention about that presentation. And otherwise, it is both academics and research. We are already partners with InSpace, ISPA. These are the agencies which are driving at the national level, connecting with academia, connecting with our partners like you, consultants, industry. So the InSpace and ISPA, we are a major partner in that. And National Remote we have an MOU with ISRO, the National Remote Sensing Center, and this was signed in presence of the present chairman ISRO, Mr. Narayanan, at the regional remote sensing center here in Delhi. And also we have the Prakash Chauhan, who is the director of National Remote Sensing Center. We look at how do you convert this wealth of data coming from space into how do you convert them into a knowledge-based economy. So we look at space economy using the data coming from there. So we held a number of workshops, and in fact, the previous chairman, where he held a workshop, we organized a joint workshop with ISRO at Bangalore, in which we identified three areas: AI application in space, data analytics, and astrobiology. These are the three verticals which we focused on. And then Dr. Somnath was there right from the beginning, and then up to about 3-4 hours. Then we continued discussion. So the scientists from ISRO, what they were mentioning about what are their requirements, what are their priority areas. Faculties and scientists from Amity made us our strength. So we converged on these three areas. Like he is going to present what is the AI application in space, whether it's for debris management or it is cognitive spacecraft, or looking at the health of the astronauts in space. So all that is application. So he is going to mention about that. Then we are also looking at how do we use this remote sensing data for agriculture, the plant health monitoring. Can we look at any pathogen in the rust in wheat? Can we detect it by using remote sensing images? Forest fire. Can we detect early detection of the forest fire? So, and then, in fact, Ashish Mani has done work using remote sensing. Can you identify the intensity of cyclone when it moves, which our Honorable Prime Minister mentioned in Man Ki Baat? Our research was mentioned by Prime Minister in the Man Ki Baat, which his group has worked. So like this, we have a large number of contributions. So we will now look forward to listen to you and see that what we can do together with your partnership and also with your affiliates, with your association, which you may have with other industries. But we are willing to work with you. And with that, I welcome you once again. I have met Raul at least 4 or 5 times. I have interacted with him, and he's a very amazing person. And looking for partnership, looking for networking, which he has done in many of these places. So welcome back again to Amity University. And I'm meeting you for the first time, but I'm sure you will have, Surabhi, you will have a very fruitful interaction. We'll work with you, with both of you, and then we'll take forward our discussion to engage with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. ये दिख रहा है जा रहा है ना लाइट को कम करनी पड़ेगी Okay. We are grateful for your visit. I'm heading the Amity Institute of Space Science and Technology. We are the only two institutes in India. One is here and one is run by the ISRO. And my main focus of our design and study is we are doing the space systems, expertise in navigation and guidance, orbital analysis, and CubeSats. I have seen your website, Mr. Rainer, and 3-4 areas we can always contribute from Amity. Another thing is we analyze hyperspectral, optical, and SAR data, mainly for object analysis, not related to defense, for the general public. One of the latest things which we are doing for our Gaganaut is astronaut health monitoring remotely. The problem is NASA has got a system, but it is only coming to the Houston. It is not coming to anywhere else. So we are trying to make a system which, suppose you are the doctor sitting here or he wants to see this thing, it can be done. Our own patient data analysis. Any listen the entire data analysis, why it is this is part by NASA. Because if that girl goes to Mars, you know the lady who is going to Mars next year, she is going to yeah. So some support her that what it. I am also and which I will time permits, I will show you it has come from JP and ISRO that from 1 centimeter and below debris, NASA does not publish the result. You know, if you see the debris data, it is almost centimeter. So we have come out with data that we can simulate what is the size of this thing in the RCS. Now, Nishar is capable of measuring the RCS of 1 centimeter, this thing. So this intelligent program is for this. This is one of the keystone program which you can just see. This is for the Nisar. See the Nisar satellite, there is a problem of migration. We have sorted it out and given it to them. So the range does not calculate it. Think CubeSat for our ability itself. And it's based on standard design which the education people can. It's there. Okay. Is it comfortable? Shall I continue? Yeah. Uh, that that is the reason Trump wants the green man, because it becomes simpler to put a satellite in sun synchronous orbit. So there is a big problem that if there is a visiting time, how do I do it? So this is the solution which we are this can be done like this, and this can also space situation. In the site, in the Novaspace website, and we can certainly contribute on this. I do not have the time to tell you each one of them because we have large collections of any type of orbit with a debris or a satellite, and satellite to satellite constellation communication. This was another. नीचे कर दो? Okay. Oh, yeah. Are you getting the echo? Yeah. Another thing, a problem with this is with the Russian university, that is with the astronomical image processing. They had a problem because they get the image and it is not visible. So we gave them a help. This is an university, so a couple of people worked with us and we designed an algorithm that they can see the very faint astronomical image in a clear portion. And this is the technique we brought the super resolution image for astronomical objects. This is mainly suitable for the work on one of the work package you have is satellite data analysis and image analysis. There we can be using it. This is another method to generate image when you don't have anything. This is a standard intelligent method for ship detection. This is one of the important dissection of Canada. They wanted to have integration of SAR image, optical image. How do I integrate so that, you know, if it is a ice-bound area, as you know, in Canada, that's a big problem. How do I get the better resolution? This area belongs to Canada. I have not named the place. This is again compression of the data, which is a standard. You can see the fusion of data done. If you have traveled, this belongs to the Netherlands area. This is regarding hyperspectral. Mainly we do it for our because we require crop classification and various type of classification. Sometimes, you know, people come and cut the entire forest. So we have to do that analysis. Here also what we did, one of the problem we found out, that LIDAR gives large resolution, so can be integrated. This again can be used in one of the problem which you people are handling there. These are some change detection intelligent program. It can work for anything else. And this is what I was mentioning you, health detection. It's a total automatic system and the data is first transmitted on board and automatically comes down. I am not showing you here the how do I detect the anomaly of a patient because the time is not there, but it is based on that. This is some of the data analysis for Chandrayaan. If you have the data of the Mars or anybody, we can always handle it. And this is for L1 mission. We have two problems to handle that can be predict the CMR. So this data is there that we have made an AI program which can predict the corona mass rejection. And the advantage is our satellites can be, forewarned. This is what I was telling you that this is missing from one of your website that nowadays the public can do and repair. And this is one of the technique which has been accepted by JPL and other people. Pose estimation, simple technique, little not very complex, and it can be done. Now we are working for space. I am not working for anything else, and couple of jobs done for the ISRO, European Space Agency, and the Russian or magnetic field sensing. Suppose INS or GNSS is not working, what do we do? Conventional technique, then navigation calculation is a mind-boggling issue. Suppose you are taking a satellite from India to Mars, the calculation is mind-boggling. So we are trying to do quantum-based computation. I would like to say that institute per se is associated in India with the national quantum mission. Our space sector has been given to us day before yesterday. So I would like to only a sector of national quantum mission. We are also associated with Moscow Institute, a company Scan and Russian Space Agency. Number of Russia, say Spain, Italy, and Germany, touch, and we keep working. European Space Agency, I'm a designer. CubeSat and constellation of CubeSat. They have formed a group. I am the chief design reviewer, and Dr. Shivani Verma is co-design reviewer. She couldn't join today because she is not able. For again, the problem is constellation versus debris. As I said, I am working on that. We are JP can do the quantum trajectory evaluation. I have not designed it, but I am working on that. Couple of IEEE is that digital twin standards. See, one of the problem was that Elon Musk car is moving from California to route number 44. But suppose it hits somebody, who is going to pay the compensation? So then we came out with a verifiable autonomous system, IEEE standards, and now we are working on AI data audits. Nobody did large language model like ChatGPT. Nobody had done the audit of the data. I'm also a member for low altitude traffic management. Mr. Renner, there is a problem, you can take it on, that there are about millions and thousands of quadcopters flying on top of UCLA. And helicopter also fly, and the aircraft also comes in that. So now the big question is how do you manage the low traffic? It's a ICO project, not somebody else's. A square kilometer array telescope. The work has been done. I just wrote controller, how to control the dishes because they are small dishes made into 10-meter antenna. And a spectral analysis. That's a big problem because you get the signal for 2 hours or 3 hours. So Fourier transform does not work for 3 hours time series. So these are a couple of our association and we are working. Thank you and thanks for your time.
I just want to supplement two things. The first biological payload from India to space was sent by Amity. You will be happy to know that. And before the government sends a person in space, we have already sent a biological payload that is callus of a plant which is spinach. Spinach in the pollen 4 and PSLV 63. So we have sent that from Amity University, Maharashtra. And this payload was to study the behavior of this plant in space, callus formation, rooting, shooting, and the growth and physiology. So that if you have to grow the vegetables in space, what are the challenges? So this is for your information, the first biological payload. The second is we have a very powerful ground station in Amity, Dubai. Dr. Atul Chauhan, the Chancellor, has established a very powerful ground station which keeps receiving all the data from existing satellites with whom we have MOUs. So our students analyze that, convert those data into a knowledge, and then make an economy out of it. So these two are the information which I thought I will add on. And the other thing is we also keep the organizing workshops and capacity building program in space. So we are the start partner for ISRO, both Uttar Pradesh as well as Amity University, Maharashtra. Then the last information is that we have a project given by ISRO, NRSA, that if there's data coming from satellite to ground station, if there's changes in the ionosphere and stratosphere, how will it affect the data transmission, distortion, signal distortions? So this project is being done by Amity University, Chhattisgarh. So I want to give you the Amity Universities of Amity Group is working in space domains, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, and so these are the institutions in addition to Amity University, Uttar Pradesh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Anand, Professor Prasad, Institute of Space and faculty are doing. The project is working so through campuses. We are very eagerly waiting to listen to you that what you are doing, what we can do today. So, to show first, Mr. Anand will speak. Okay, great. So you will be starting. The presentation is there available? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. First and foremost, thank you very much for bringing everybody together, and the casual conversations we had, mostly in the Lalit Hotel, are leading to something. I think I've promised to come here sometime, and now we made it finally happen. And also, we are now physically present in India since. Yeah. Maybe a little bit about myself. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a former director general of DRDO or anything similar. I'm a pure businessman. Yeah. I have studied international business in several countries and done an MBA at INSEAD. So I've known the private sector education system, the public sector education system in Europe, and I've always worked in a super international environment. 5 nations in the undergrad, 75 in the MBA, and now I'm proud to be one of the leaders in a consulting firm that is total 6 partners with 7 nationalities. And in total 25 or 30 nationalities. I think we have a new head of HR, so she brings a new nationality and she should count now that we have an accurate number. Yeah, so we're very proud of what we've built. I would describe myself as a lifetime consultant, turned into entrepreneur, turned into investor, and obviously with a passion on space. But I must say, I'm not originally from space, and I'm certainly not from out of space. I think it's important that you get inspiration from space, because I didn't. I was from the countryside. My parents have a trading business. I did not have any engineers or academics anywhere nearby. I'm the first of my tribe who did go to university. So I studied business and economics. But I think it was not harmful. I stumbled into space by accident in automotive telematics as projects for big car companies, General Motors, and then I was asked to join a meeting about the European navigation program Galileo. And then I caught a little bug, went on everybody's nerves because I wanted to do something in this field and the auto guys didn't understand it. Built my own practice in the consulting firm and a few years later took it private, built my own business. So Novaspace, as we see it here, is now 150 people. Years ago, to our merger, different companies, a 50 people company, which was mine, Space Tech Partners, and another one, Euroconsult Group, which has been around for 40 years, initially specializing on satellite data, event management, but also consulting, expanded into technology consulting, and we were a pure management consultancy firm, Space Tech, and we merged 2 years ago. So this is where we are, and 2 years ago, we really grew to 150 people. We're fast growing, internationalizing, and the first joint company that we set up here in abroad is India. And we're very proud to have Sobi here with us. So these are the 6 partners with 7 nationalities, with different responsibilities. I'm in charge of defense and security practice and a bit the generalist in the group. I also do a lot of international activities. The primary load of looking after India and hoping to make Sobi successful here. My personal background in India goes back already 15 years or so, when we conceptualized a project to India on GNSS. And that project called GNSS.Asia was running from 2012 until COVID, or into COVID, where we were here in the country 3 times a year, running workshops, doing market research, bringing industry, academics, and institutional leaders together. Also a number of industry delegation back and forth. So today, our service offering as a management consulting firm, producing paper, producing ideas, we're producing PowerPoints, we're producing insightful reports. We don't own any own technology, don't market technology, we're not technology brokers or anything like that. Now, we serve national space agencies, for example, on the institutional side, we work with sector, from startup to the largest space companies you can think of. We work with investors from VCs to private equity, even sovereign wealth funds have hired us to help them with a space investment strategy or with an investment opportunity in space. The technology consulting arm is a team of around 20 engineers who work outside Europe, in Middle East, North Africa, East Asia, helping to shape up satellite systems, helping institutional, mostly, but also private companies in their desire to build a satellite or space system. From the assessment to translation into requirements, specifications, all the way to running the bid process, observing the evaluation and later monitoring. Okay, further away? Okay, good. No, as long as you tell me. Yes. So this is what we're doing on technology side, consulting side. So end-to-end procurement support, but also helping to bring commercialized patents to market as an engineering service. But we don't take any ownership of the IP in that regard. Next arm is executive summits. We run our own proprietary events in Paris during September. It's a big event week with 2,500 executives paying a hefty sum to be there. But it's really on a C-level, the conference, where executives from around the world reserve a room, reserve a suite for meetings, and have their little Davos event on space with us. In addition, we have our own proprietary market intelligence. So we produce our own market intelligence, we sell it commercially, and that means we have a head start ahead of our wannabe competitors when it comes to tapping market information, and we know what to rely on and where to put our question marks. Yes. So yes, in originally the strengths were satellite communications, Earth observation, for me, myself, satellite navigation, space industry, but also governmental space. And I think that's the combination that we bring, that we have this experience. And these are the reports that we're doing, 20 or so every year. covering the globe, and we're selling these products also in India. So coming a bit deeper onto the Space Business Week, you see what caliber of people. The number 2 of the SpaceX is a regular guest. Director generals, CEOs of the leading operators. And in parallel to that event, we also have a security and defense event where half of the participants are wearing a uniform. So these are the events across the year. Muscat is just over. We had a small Indian delegation. We have the Paris week coming up. We have some side events in Toulouse. It actually has moved to autumn because Macron has a separate meeting at the same time. And so that has been moved to October or November. And but this is addressing also the Space Innovation Summit is addressing startups and investors and bringing them together. So really very practical, very business oriented, with lots of debate and lots of press coverage on top of it. Novaspace India, I think.
So thank you so much, everyone, for having us here. And thank you so much for giving the insights on Amity. I'll just give a brief introduction about myself. So I am Surbhi, currently the director and India head for Novaspace India. Academically or qualification-wise, I am a chartered accountant, company secretary, bachelor's in commerce, specializing in finance from St. Xavier's College, Calcutta. I worked in Deloitte for more than a decade and in space sector itself. So I have been doing space sector consulting since the day space sector got privatized in India. And now I am with Novaspace and I'm trying to ramp up the practice of Novaspace in India. So although we just started in India, it has just been like a couple of months and we just got incorporated in India. But this is our vision of how we can go about things, helping our country and getting the expertise of Novaspace, global expertise to India. So the first one being, of course, academic tie-ups in India, co-creating multidisciplinary programs in tech, design, business offerings, and innovation, offer experiential learning, modules, capstone projects, support in research parks, innovation hubs on campus or otherwise. Other things being market intelligence, international cooperation, that is building cross-border participation of Indian companies abroad as well as abroad companies who are looking to do business in India. Strategy and business planning. When I say strategy and business planning, not only a national level strategy, but also let's say a strategy for Amity University. Let's say in 5 years, if there is something that we want to achieve in space sector in division. I'm saying so because Novaspace has best graduates from the best universities of the world in space sector working with us. So we can actually design a strategy or a business plan for Amity University in space sector as well. We have done that for multiple universities across the globe. Technology consulting, that is supporting clients across space project life cycle, that is feasibility to operations, and also transaction advisory. Now, this is our India team. This is just a glimpse to show our size of the India team. So on ground, we are about 4 people based out of Bangalore office. We have Pacom and Raynor also as director of India office. We have a growing international team supporting us. So these are the people who are either of India origin or have worked in India projects and they want to come back or they want to support us from like let's say Paris, Canada, or wherever they are from. So this is our small group, but growing.
Yes, very briefly on this one. So on the innovation side, we have an entire innovation practice, which covers from ideation, running hackathons with graduate students, undergraduate students, even space academies with high school students. We have conceptualized in different parts of the world and we're executing them. These are examples of what under the GNSS Asia brand, which was more a business matchmaking activity at the top, we have done a series of hackathons in India with probably your competitor PES University, I guess, or at least somebody else, a private university. We did a weekend of hackathon activity with about 120, 150 students. There's a video that we will make you available that you get a glimpse of what was done. Similarly, used the Indian team and the expertise we had the year later, and we did a similar thing in Bangkok, running a similar workshop weekend with students a bit fewer, but because it was all super physical prior to COVID. And later in COVID, we did these hackathons virtually. We did it covering India and ASEAN countries, 10, 11 countries. And we had numerous competitions and online serving and lots of exposure where actually we had the Director General of ASEAN, several Director Generals of space agencies endorsing it, giving greeting words and so forth, and giving prominence to the event. There were also a number of universities involved at the time who hosted the local events virtually or dependent on the constraints of COVID not. What's next? So okay, this was about India. Yeah, okay. But just on the innovation side, if I just go back, I don't know if you have a slide on the innovation activities. So let's go into the depth. Let's first cover India. Where are you going now? I'm lost. Innovation ecosystem. Yeah, okay. So let's talk about this one. So as part of management consulting, we're helping to build entrepreneurial ecosystems. One of our top clients in this regard, the European Commission, has entrusted us to help doing the ecosystem outreach and management to various stakeholder groups through different instruments. Business support, incubation, talent attraction, creating the need for people wanting to get into science, getting into MINT subjects, math, information, and so forth. Is it MINT or is it in the English term is different? I'll come back in a second. So it's really about all the sciences, and to attract people in their formative years around 15, 16 to study and go into a scientific topic. Also bringing together industry and startups, investors and startups, and so forth. So this is what we do for a living. The so-called Cassini program is the leading worldwide space entrepreneurship program, has been conceptualized by us pretty much end to end. Yes. Is this Cassini? Yes. So this gives you a snapshot of what this is happening. Cassini matchmaking is bringing together innovations and potential needs, bringing together investors and startups. And we're using high-profile flagship events, but also smaller bespoke events that we organize on behalf of our clients to bring them together. Cassini challenges, that are broader topics that are not done in just a weekend of a hackathon, but where a startup can get going and really see, hey, look, there's some price out there. So, for instance, there were 1 million euros is a lot of money for a startup. It's almost like a fundraise in Europe, and it's certainly a lot in India. So we have helped companies to be active in this field. We have conceptualized some of the price. Depends on, you can't be on both sides. But that is certainly an interesting format to be considered, where you could excite your government, provincial governments or something, and say, can you give a price? We'll try it with our students. We'll bring together our entrepreneurship business students together with a bunch of engineers who are maybe a bit more nerdy and a bit more introvert, and they will form a good team. And maybe at least they learn entrepreneurship. They might become entrepreneurs afterwards, but at least they know why they don't want to be entrepreneurs. So we run space camps, space academies, space careers launchpad, where it's practically a website where centralized opportunities are. What can you do in space? So that you get a bit of a feeling for what you could be doing in the perspective. Hackathons, I think I talked about it. Virtual ones are done every quarter or so, Europe-wide, and typically with 10 partners that are selected. And I'm sure things like that could also be done in India, in a similar fashion. It works. It's a proven concept, and proven templates, proven expert pools that can be used for this. And we're doing this also already internationally in Latin America. Copernicus Luck is the project, We established an Earth Observation Center in Panama, and from there, in the whole Caribbean, Latin American region, we're running these type of workshops as well.
So there are some potential areas of collaboration that, we could think of. So one is, of course, curriculum and academic consulting. Basically, are the current programs aligned with emerging global space sector capabilities? What differentiated space capabilities can position Amity as a national leader? How can industry integrate with the academics at Amity? What accreditations or certifications or global benchmark standards can we target? So, creating the entire curriculum and academics of Amity in space sector. Then, of course, establishing structured collaboration models, that is internship and training programs, prioritize institutions known for R&D and advanced tech programs that you already have. Engage.
On the first one, even thinking about, I mean, you're producing a lot of engineers, academics, PhDs, and so forth. Some of them will look for a job in India. Yeah, many of them. And for India, you need to know what does the Indian market need prospectively. Yeah, what type of skills, how much, what's the mix between pure engineering and more business interpersonal skills type of things. And since you're already interdisciplinary, that might be an opportunity to shape something that the industry really needs. Yeah. Secondly, you're also probably producing export material, so to speak. People who want to qualify to go abroad, maybe do a master's elsewhere, and later possibly at least spend a few years abroad, gather experience before coming back, creating a family in India, or maybe becoming an entrepreneur here, to really see what is needed in the global world. Not just book reading, people, everything knowing from by heart engineers, as we have traditionally produced. I'm not saying you are, but at least many peers of my generation said, why did I study engineering? I never needed it. The only thing I learned I needed for life is learning, discipline, and actually how to think and how to problem solving. That's all I ever needed. Yeah, and that also makes me successful as a non-engineer in this very technical world. I need to ask the right questions. I need to structure the problem correctly. But there's always going to be an engineer who can tell me the answer, but I don't need to know all the answers. Yeah. So I think that's really important to see what does the world need, what does the emerging world need, what are the export markets that you're serving. Yeah. I think you're in part probably also serving the Indian influenced diaspora abroad, because some of the countries you mentioned where you're active has certainly a strong Indian ethnic background. So I think that's the strength that you have, and also that's probably where your brand is coming from, because those people will hear from their relatives that this is a great brand to study. Yeah.
So we can also collaborate on joint research and co-development. That is, how can global experts and practitioners be integrated into the regular academic engagement? As I could read briefly that you already have been doing that. How can we more capitalize on that? What capability gap exists among faculties in emerging space technologies and policy domains currently, and how we can bridge that gap? What continuous learning framework can we include to ensure long-term faculty competitiveness? How can research visibility and thought leadership be enhanced internationally as well as nationally? So these are some key questions that we could answer collaboratively. A strategic program roadmap, that is, what is Amity's 5 to 10 year ambition in space sector, that is academically or otherwise. Let's say if we have any commercial ambition, like we are already doing a lot of analysis, if we have any commercial inclination, we can create roadmaps and go to market strategies for that. Which priority domains, let's say downstream policy or satellite engineering, should be phased first? What infrastructure and investment milestones are required at each stage? How can we measure the progress against global peer institutions and see where Amity is currently standing versus where we need to go? So these are certain, food for thoughts. And of course, we can invite Novaspace leaders as professors of practice. So currently, Novaspace professionals are contracted worldwide. For instance, Rainer himself, he is a lecturer at Munich University of Federal Armed Forces, leading space science education foundation in Germany. Pacom, the CEO, he's a regular lecturer in French Business School. We have Dr. Anna, who is a former coordinator of TU Munich's space graduate program, and a lot of others. So currently, they are all going to universities and also being guest lecturers and seeing how we can motivate the next generation. So these are the couple of things wherein we thought we could actually collaborate and also probably raise awareness of space initiatives, build entrepreneurship capability. If there is a startup incubation cell, how can we, help in the entire life cycle of a startup from incubating to materializing and actually going to market? We've already done that for 3,000 plus students globally through our comprehensive modules and mentoring support. So, yeah.
Another topic.
Hmm.
We have, you probably have an alumni network of some sort, yeah? I mean, many of our colleagues are part of alumni networks of space universities from around the world, yeah? From Brazil all the way to New Zealand, we have currently people who have studied space or aerospace engineering. We're also seeing the best practices or not so best practices as an MBA of one of the most expensive business schools, yeah, and seeing how they're nurturing the alumni, later wanting to have them as funders and as supporters and multipliers. So I think that's also an area when it comes to space. There might be people that you have in the space industry in Amity that you don't even know that they landed in the space industry, yeah, by pure accident, but you could collect them back again. I was helping to put together a space entrepreneurs club for INSEAD, yeah, just because I figured these are the CEOs, they're all former INSEAD. Let's put them together, yeah. So those are kind of topics where you can build a cloud in your environment, and obviously we can help you also doing things like that.
2 seconds, 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I think, is this slide that you want to present here? Okay.
That will just give them a glimpse of what we do.
Glimpse of big advertising. Now comes the big advertising block.
No, it should. Yeah, yeah. I detected.
Yes. And you might be next to your.
It's there. You can use that mic.
Have audio is it?
Manager.
Move it over there.
Just a second.
No,
It's not connected with the
We want in space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Louder.
Will tomorrow's satellites connect everyone or just a few?
What kind of future do we want in space?
Will tomorrow's satellites connect everyone or just a few?
How will nations ensure secure sovereign capabilities?
Can space exploration coexist with sustainability?
And how do we prepare for a world where space is no longer a frontier, but a shared domain?
The space economy is accelerating, driven by constellations, space-based connectivity, Earth observation, navigation, and defense and security. The possibilities are limitless, but so are the questions. From reducing digital divide to connecting our phones directly to satellites. From monitoring climate change to battlefield intelligence and space domain awareness, to lunar ambitions. The space sector is evolving commercially, politically, strategically. The global industry is asking critical questions and in need of trusted answers. At Novaspace, we bring clarity to complexity. Backed by millions of data points across all space domains and powered by an exceptional team of space experts, we guide public and private organizations with strategic and technical expertise, grounded in knowledge, vision, and resolve. We provide independent, trusted market intelligence, empowering critical decision-making. And we connect the global space ecosystem, forging opportunities and lasting partnerships. No matter the mission, our teams are ready. Wherever space is going next, we will be there.
Mr. Renu, can I say something?
Okay, 1 second.
This video, I have seen it somewhere else, you know. See, today the most important part is not that. I don't know. See, the problem is not that you get the millions of petabytes of the data and analyze it. See, what analysis people are doing, the space economy. That's a major point because this public sector money pooping off, not producing the result. Sir, I would like to tell you that what is required is a space law. I have conducted 2 seminars on this, having UN representative. In the seminar, they talk very nicely, this, but nothing is there. You look into the China satellite which has just gone, and they are going to land in the moon, and they will claim not less about 100 square kilometers of area, which is supposed to contain water and minerals. So now the question is, if there is no law, we have a big problem. See, the Starlink has already put 200 satellites in the well-connected network. What is the problem they are finding? Routing of the call. They do not have a routing protocol there. So what happens? It just keeps, taking like the GSM network. So I would request your team to look into the problem that how do we design a space law? Maybe with the INCOSA or UN COSA or Canadian Space Agency or this thing, because it's going to be a very big problem after a certain time. Sorry. And one more small request. Please take and analyze the data of Perseverance, because some girl is going to be there for lifelong.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I think space law should be the concern of every one of us, but I'm afraid the geopolitical situation will not lead to the United Nations to have a new space act or something like that anytime soon. We are very well connected with the leading space lawyers you have with Professor Kaul, I think it is, here in Delhi. Also, some very reputed people. I met her yesterday and today. You have very reputed people in the country to work with, and they're well connected amongst those scholars. But scholars alone are mostly academics, let's face it, with a bit of practitioner, but they're far away from the politics. But we are even further away from the politics. I'm afraid I can't help you much on that. But I would like to tell you that we are working with several nations on their way of playing a role model in certain activities. What should they put forward as a space law? We're working with such lawyers in various countries. It's public knowledge that we are currently working with in Saudi Arabia with the regulating authority on the regulatory implementation and business-minded implementation of the emerging space law. Even moving targets, but we are working on things there. So we know the topics, we know what's coming up. We've done global benchmarking of space legal frameworks. So that could also be an area if you are training people in law, more probably not space law, but an area one could put sight on and say, look, Indian scholars have developed something special here. And they bring, because we're the most populous country, we are thinking of the future. We take responsibility for it. And we happen to be, you don't have to say it to everybody, but you're the largest democracy. And that also means something. If this country is saying something that has a different weight than if there's a wannabe dictator explaining how the world should run. Yeah. So I think that's an interesting angle to look at. I don't know, don't remember. I think the Mars story I will keep in mind. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Sulbi, for this wonderful presentation of Novaspace as well as Novaspace in India. What you're doing. I think something which was very interesting for us is in terms of what you are offering for academics, particularly. So I think if I had rightly mentioned, there are these areas primarily, which is there. One is curriculum and academic consulting. Second is, which includes industry integration, accreditation, certifications. All. Second is establishing structured collaboration model, which include internships, advanced technology programs. Third is in terms of joint research and co-development. And one area I missed, but the last one is in terms of guest lectures and faculty development through some of the mentions of Entrepreneur Club also. So we would, as we are running short of time, and definitely you have a lot of such information to share with us to go through it. So what I will request is, Mr. Ruby, if you can share with us the details on all these possibilities, what is your model, so that we can study and can then will be revert back to you. But one thing which I would like to mention here, because all Amity always try to do something which is different, which is unique. So these are something which you are already doing with many others, and definitely this is an offering for us. We will go through it definitely in a very positive way, and we will seriously consider it to get back to you on it. Novaspace is a very old organization, 40 years serving in space sector consulting in that way. You have presence from many countries, and in your members also, I think 125 or 130 member team is a strong work from different nationalities. You are having so many locations, and that is true about Amity also. We are also the biggest education group in India. If you see, with the 12 universities, 700,000 alumni from higher education, we have 28 schools and preschools also. So in school education, we have 700,000 more than that alumni across the globe also. And we are at 18 places in the globally. So we are also a pan global group, and in that way, definitely we would like to do something which is unique, which is the first with collaboration. So why can't we think about starting a joint program, academic program, which is not so common and which is not being offered to any other place, because we would like to be a partnership which is unique for both of us. For example, I had mentioned in the beginning itself while the welcome addressing that we had such partnership with CII, we have partnership with the RICS UK, we have with the Indian Fertility Society, we have such partnerships with Tata also, which is one of the biggest such group in India, and we had part in area of mechanical engineering automations, we had with them. So when two giants in those areas comes from education sector, and we are unparalleled in India. No one can doubt on our scale, our reach in India and globally also with that presence. And what you're doing in space, a pioneer institution in that way. So why can't we think about starting a joint program like we had done with Tata, we have done with CII, we with Indian Fertility, or with others. So if you can also put some thoughts onto it, and we will then again discuss on it, that why can't we start something which is not yet as being practiced by Novaspace also, and what we can do which is unique for both of us together. But having said that, these areas which you had shared, because there are many things in them, and definitely we have to go through it in detail when you will be sharing, and then we'll revert. So that is always in picture. We will keep in mind, we will study and come back to it. But seriously, please give a thought on it, Mr. Renner. that, it's a really privilege for us as a partner. You are here. And if you are here, then definitely the voice is not to reach to someone else, it is to you. And you are hearing directly. So if you can make some thoughts on it, and if you can decide in that way, why can't we do something jointly? Rather than simply offerings from Novaspace, which is already in mind, and definitely with all our campuses, we can keep that in plans. Your thoughts on it?
Well, first, contradicting you on your first statement, we are not currently working with any other university worldwide, as far as I know. We have done the one or the other lecture at universities where we want to recruit from. Some of us have our personal passion, or we want to give back to society, and we want to understand the young generation. And I personally don't have any children, so for me, every year going back to a campus is interesting to see what do they have on mind. Yeah, so I think it's an interesting way of sounding out people that are the future. Yeah. And everybody has a different motivation in our team. What I wanted to say is our team has experience in different levels of sophistication of education, from school kids all the way to acting as a professor, higher education. Yeah. So yes, so we would be interested in working with you also as our client and helping you to make something very unique. I don't think there's many universities who have the muscle to actually put something in practice. Many universities are state-owned and will have difficulty going through a strategy exercise like that, yeah, including an practical implementation plan. I think that's where we would like to work with you on helping to thereby also better understand your organization, better understand the faculty and what you bring to the table, but through the interaction and possibly workshops that we would be conducting with you. And I think then we can see what is the gap. And is there a gap where we can jointly fill that? Yeah, I think there's a nice vision of having two brands. Ours is not that well known yet. Let's face it. Outside in the space sector, yes, and we're doing a hard thing for that. Amity is very well known. Yeah, I understand in India, and then we see what we can do together and where we can join forces. But we are not an education organization. Yeah, we don't have education as a service offering, but I'm sure since you have a commercial model, there might be ways of making sure that our contribution is also rewarded if there was something in the future. We're generally open for these type of experiments.
Thank you for it, Dr. Sul.
Before we just give a short intervention of what you are doing. We have another 10 minutes or so. Just reflect on 3-4 issues which you mentioned. First is we have a very strong alumni association. We connect with our alumni and we bring them into our campus. When they are here, they come and rub shoulders with their juniors and also motivate them, inspire them. So we have, and we will look at space-based or aerospace engineering students, alumni. We will connect also. We will look at that. Second thing is our school children are doing NASA competitions. I wanted to bring that. It is there in the brochure. So we have got successively last 5 years, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, who is the wife of our founder president. She looks after all schools. She gives a special focus on space research in school children. So we have won the NASA competition for how do you make a habitation in Mars or Moon? What are the human factor challenges? So all that they have won the competition in NASA, global competition. And I think twice we have given as winner and twice as runner. This is another thing I wanted to reflect. The other one is guest lecture. We can request you to give the guest lecture to some of our aerospace engineering and students in a broad spectrum. You can choose the topic. Then finally, we would also look at financial models because this is a not-for-profit organization. So there's a cost from your side. If you plan something, you give some consultancy. So maybe that at some stage when we start crystallizing our thoughts, we should also look at where do we invest? Where do we jointly invest your efforts, energy, and also our resources? So we should look at the business model as well. So with this, once again, thank you. And I also appreciate Dr. Shefali and the SLT values for bringing this. Now, I would request each one of them, Dr. Basim, And he works on thermal management. He's doing great work on CFD. Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. So I am Professor Dr. Vasant Singh Sikarwar. I am heading Department of Mechanical Engineering. My expertise is thermal and fluid engineering. I have to solve the many problems related to the fluid mechanics, heat transfer numerically as well as experimentally. Especially you know that in a space cooling is a one issue. Apart from the production of water using the like a humidity in a space is another issue. So I'm working on this problem. But apart from this, creating the environmental condition, space environmental condition, especially in the ground, is one of the, because whenever do the some type of simulation experiment, we have this type of environmental conditions. So we are also working on how can we develop the environmental conditions or generate the environmental condition in Earth. So these are my area. But whatever the problem related to fluid mechanics and heat transfer, we are happy to solve these problems. Thank you very much.
Doing a critical project for laser source. How do you using dual?
Yes. So basically, you know that especially using like a high power lasers, when you hit the target like a 500 kilometer or 5,000 kilometers, you need a very compact or very high density powers, laser powers.
Good.
What is the biggest issue with these laser powers? These are generating the huge amount of heat. If you can remove this huge amount of heat, there may be electronics, may be a damage, all these things. And we have to develop the compact, lightweight cooling systems based on the pump to two-phase cooling systems that can be remove the heat flux of 100 watt per centimeter square. This is more than 10 times of a critical heat flux. That has a capability of this type of a cooling systems that can be removed. So this is a DRD project. We are working on this project and we are already successful.
Thank you. Just getting it. Ashish.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Ashish Mani, and I work primarily in the area of quantum computing. And we have also worked on remote sensing, prediction of cyclones using satellite data. Further, I've been involved with lots of technology-based hackathons. In one of your slides, you were showing that you're interested in conducting a space hackathon in India. So Amity has got very good infrastructure for conducting hackathons. We have conducted Smart India Hackathon. We have conducted Pentathon, Riverathon. So they have been very successful. So we can think about space hackathon also. Thank you very much.
He's developed a very unique system of the inkjet printing for prototyping the PCBs. So that's a good work he has done.
Thanks.
Hello everyone, myself Dr. Varun, and I work in Amity Institute of Geoinformatics and Remote Sensing. And I basically work on geospatial data analytics and modeling in crop growth assessment and urban growth modeling, crop growth simulation. And recently we are working on a funded project for heat mitigation strategies through remote sensing and nature-based solutions. Thank you.
Space mission video we have.
Kumar. I work in ISRO. Basically, I'm a rocket scientist. Worked in solid rocket, liquid rocket, and cryogenic rocket. We have experienced a lot of failures and success. Now I am converting this concept to the decompression sickness of astronauts. I'm closely associated with the NASA scientist and now working on ISS project decompression. That is at low pressure, microbubbles are developed. So that microbubble issue is leading to the shock wave. So we are interested to collaborate anyone on this topic. Welcome. And another I wanted to add with the Professor Prasad was mentioning about the space debris. And we need to look for the mitigation part. If anybody is interested, we can collaborate on space debris mitigation as well as the space law for the nation.
Thank you, Sanal. Maya Kumari.
Sir, I'm Dr. Maya Kumari, Associate Professor at Amity School of Natural Resources and Sustainable Development. My specialization is in digital image processing, spatial data modeling, and application of geospatial technology in environmental monitoring and assessment. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. SPC.
I'm SPC. I'm heading the Amity Institute of Geoinformatics and remote sensing. Basically, we are running academic courses, PG and UG course on this. These are my two faculty, other faculty are also there. What we are looking for that, so far we are not doing anything with related to space, but we have a capacity and potential, especially for image processing, analysis of the data which is coming from mission and all that. So we are looking forward how we can advance and how we can start this with your collaboration.
Thank you. So this is a little bit of tip of the iceberg with regard to space science and technology in terms of research and academics. We have a 5 minutes video on space. So if you can just have a look at that film before you go on a visit, and if you can just show that. This was actually prepared with the instructions from founder president, and you will see our
Over the last decade, under the visionary leadership of Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, founder-president, Amity Education Group of Universities and Institutions, has made path-breaking research and academic achievements in the field of space science and technology. Driven by the vision of founder-president, chancellors Dr. Atul Chauhan and Dr. Asim Chauhan, led the research and development endeavors in space science and technology, significantly contributing to India's space mission. Amity's advanced research infrastructure includes Amity Institute of Space Science and Technology, Amity Institute of Aerospace Engineering, Amity Institute of Geoinformatics and Remote Sensing, Amity Center of Excellence in Astrobiology. The Center for Ionosphere Studies was created with support from ISRO to study the equatorial ionization anomaly QUEST. The Amity Center for Artificial Intelligence, in addition to Amity School of Engineering and Technology, provides high-speed processing for machine learning, deep learning and data science, supporting space data and analytics. These institutions, while churning out skilled and competent workforce in space sector, are focused on research and innovation. Under the guidance of Dr. Asim Chauhan, Amity University has launched its first biological payload from India into space by ISRO through PSLV C-60 SpaceX mission from Satish Dhawan Space Center. This experiment from Amity is an effort to study space-grown food, which can be helpful in future for manned mission and Bharatiya Antariksha Station.
I'm happy to share that it has been a successful downlink from the satellites with the data coming in.
AI-based ship detection using optical imagery strengthens maritime security and surveillance, while SAR image processing identifies unlit dark vessels. They also contribute to space situational awareness through satellite debris conjunction prediction and tracking. The Mars Analog Station in Ladakh tests extremophiles in Mars-like light conditions. The Earth and Space Exploration Program in Leh Ladakh to simulate Martian environment and understand human behavior in such challenging environment. Amity University has expanded internationally, advancing space research, and at Amity University, Dubai, Dr. Atul Chauhan has established a satellite ground station, enabling students to receive valuable data from satellite, particularly with the objective to predict climate conditions and support UAE's Environment Vision 2030. Under the visionary leadership of Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, Chairperson Amity International Schools secured first place at NASA's prestigious International Space Settlement Design Competition, showcasing their excellence and innovation at the global stage consecutively for the last 5 years. AMIOM, the preparatory schools led by Mrs. Sapna Chauhan, is kindling and igniting the passion for space science even among the toddlers. Strengthening its commitment to space research, Amity University signed an MOU with RRSC North in March 2025 in the august presence of Dr. V. Narayana, ISRO chairman, who also glorified Amity's contributions to scientific excellence and expressed confidence in a long and impactful collaboration. It is also a moment of pride as Amity University's AI-powered Cyclone Vision gets integrated with ISRO's technology and celebrated by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji.
हैकेथॉन में जो सिस्टम डेवलप किया गया उसे अब इसरो द्वारा डेवलप की गई टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ इंटीग्रेट किया गया है.
Amity University has undertaken various initiatives in partnership with ISRO through numerous impactful engagements. Amity University Bengaluru hosted ISRO Amity Joint Workshop highlighting critical themes including artificial intelligence, data analytics and astrobiology. Amity University Noida hosted InSpace, Amity Joint Workshop for students, researchers and industry stakeholders for promoting entrepreneurship among young aspirants and a joint short-term skill development course on essentials of space technology in agriculture sector. During the past years, Amity University has been recognized by the Indian Space Association as academic excellence in space education and research for its unparalleled contributions in the space technology sector. We are proud to be among the top 100 institutions from India selected to participate in the ISRO-led research discussions at IIST Thiruvananthapuram. With the support of national space agencies and under the guidance of Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, as well as ISRO Chairman Dr. V. Narayanan, Amity is steadily advancing its journey toward research excellence, contributing meaningfully to the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji.
The founder president of the Amity Group, Professor Ashok Chauhan, who is not only a pioneering academician in his own right, but has carried the tradition of Indian education across the globe.
As we continue to explore the vast frontiers of space, science and technology, Honorable Founder President has launched the Amity Space Mission, under which we are committed towards innovation, collaboration and excellence, and emerging as a major contributor to India's space aspirations.
I feel obliged to me that, as Dr. Selvamuthi told, the most important partner in your public-private partnership mission, and we will leave no stone unturned.
We have a small momentum, the token of thank you. Affections for you and the expression of gratitude for the workers. Thank you. Yes. Can you all come closer to the person? Yes. When you said I'm this is on the other side. This is your eye. Yes. Thank you. Subi, are you coming on the picture as well? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so you get on. Come more often and we will give our details, your position.
So this is for you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much.
Okay, now you are very brief 5 minutes, sir. Okay.
Still we are giving these let's complete space sessions. No, after that they finish. One brochure, AC brochure and Amity complete brochure. Yes.
So,
we are
another brochure.
Yeah. These are the companies.
Okay.